aka Geeks.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks and our movie review of John Wick Chapter 2. So I was able to see John Wick tonight, opening night, Thursday night, and I went into this one very, very much excited. I've been waiting for this one since the first one. So this movie it picks up from where the first one left off. Where I guess there were some loose ends still at the end of the first film. And in this one, we kind of wrap those up at the beginning of the film. A great way to start the film, I'll say that right now, with the action that they have. But as well, this is a very minuscule part of the film. It's a great way to wrap it up, kind of put a nice little bow on the top of that sucker. And then after that, they go into the title credits, and then they go into the film. From there on out, it's a story about a guy, John Wick, who in the first film was emotionally charged to go back into this world that he used to be in. In this one, it then now morphs into him going in without having a choice. I don't want to go too much into it other than that, but from there, dead bodies ensue. You've already had the bar set with the first one, so you go into this one hoping it'll meet it at least. This film is, in certain ways, so much bigger and better, and in certain ways a little less, not as good as the first film. I hear the most common gripe about how it's not as good as the first film is that in the first film he was emotionally charged. He had a reason to get back in the game, and it was all emotional and it was stronger, and you could see it. In this one, it's kind of lacking that, and I agree that it is lacking that emotional reason, but at the same time there is a reason for it. It's a domino effect of why he's back in the game. I mean, in this game you do something, and there's a line in this film Common says, "An eye for an eye, you know how it is." So at one point, yeah, there was an emotional reason for it, and it wasn't by his doing, but that started a domino effect, and now we're at this point. So while it is lacking that emotional reason, it still has a reason that is built into the lore of this world, which brings me to some stuff that I really liked about this film. Obviously, the action was amazing. There's some awesome shooting in there. There's some awesome gun fu as well. There's some stuff in here that he does with his martial arts and his grappling that he continually does some form of it or branches it off to another move, and I like that because it's part of a training set that you see him do, kind of like, all right, he knows how this works, he knows how to take these guys down. You see it in the practice in these films. So that was amazing. All the gun fu was amazing. As I was saying, so you go into more of a reason why he's back in because of the rules of the world, of this world that he's in. And I love that too, because in the first one they give you a little snippet of it, and in this one they help it get a little bit bigger. And I like that. They show us a little bit more of the insider trading, behind the scenes type of stuff that goes on with the Continental as well as the whole hitman assassin world. Some of the rules and regulations, policy, procedures, and the respect factor and the honor factor that comes with this world. I enjoyed this story very much so. Is it gonna match the first one? I don't know if it can do that, because the first one's kind of like, in a sense with the Avengers, you only get one Avengers. After that first Avengers, you know what it's like when they're all together. After you get that first John Wick, you now have that bar, which is really hard to meet. A couple of the downsides to this film that I noticed in the movie, one, Ruby Rose, Ruby Red, whatever her name is, I don't think she's made for action films. She was definitely overplaying her role in the scenes that weren't even action, and then when it came to the action, and when she actually finally had her scene where it was her moment, she was totally overdoing it with her facial expressions, and it was kind of it was really throwing me off. It was just really throwing me off. In comparison to Common, who's done some movies, but he's never been known as this great actor. When he was doing his action scenes, he seemed natural, and there were some great action scenes, I kid you not. So Ruby Rose, whatever her name is, Ruby Red, I'm not too sold on her being in these action movies. One of the other things that I noticed about this film, about how it is opening the world up, and you're seeing behind the scenes stuff, you're seeing some of the infrastructure, which I really, really like that stuff. There's a couple points in this film where it makes me wonder, all right, who is involved in this world? Who's involved as a hitman, an assassin, or an accomplice type of deal in this world? Because there's some certain fight scenes where they're running around, they're bleeding, and it's pretty obvious, and gun is right here, and it's nobody's even batting an eyelid. So that was a little weird. And then it increased that out there-ness to a point in the film where there was just so much going on, it made me wonder, like, who is not involved with this world. So at that point I was like, all right, they gotta trim it back a little bit. But the way this film ends, the way this story wraps up, I think is a great way. I love where they leave this film at. And with that being said, as an overall, action was awesome. The choreography was awesome. I love the fact that the cinematographer, whoever did this film, we were able to see what's going on. I love that. The car chase scene, good stuff. The acting, everybody aside from Ruby Rose, I liked. I was down for it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of this world. I'm not going to go into saying how. Whatever way they want to show me more, I want to see more. If they were to put out a book of rules and regulations of the Continental and of this assassin hitman world, I would buy that book, because I am just enthralled with where this movie goes from the first one to the second one. I just love the growth of the film. Overall, I definitely recommend you guys going to see this one. It's right up there with the first one. It's, I would say, only a slight bit less, but it's really good. It's definitely worth your money. There are some parts in this film, I'm just gonna throw this last thought out there, is that there's some parts in this film that they're not trying to play jokes or say jokes, but some of the dialogue with how people are scared of him, it's just funny stuff. And then to combine that with that, oh man, this movie has it all for you. It's a really, really, really awesome film. I really, really enjoyed myself tonight with this film. Alright guys, remember to check out AKA Geeks and all of our social media. Remember to check out the podcast once weekly, every week. iTunes, Spreaker, Google Play. And that's it for this review, you guys. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation about the movie John Wick Chapter 2. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
AKA Geeks.